Favorite manga? What would I have to consider to be my current favorite manga? Well, before I have to actually say my current favorite manga, I have to go back to what was my original favorite manga. My original favorite manga would have to been Dragon Ball Z, because that was one of the first mangas I picked up. Actually, before I even picked up the Japanese version, when I went to Chinatown, I used to pick up the Chinese version, because that's the only one I had access to in Chinatown, because I was in Chinatown until I got access, well, until I found out about Japanese bookstores in Manhattan where I could actually get the authentic Japanese books, sorry, the Japanese mangas, because that's where I bought most of my other books, also my art books, which were pretty much Japanese. And I got them for it was the Japanese bookstore that I used to shop at with my good buddy, which Eric Roman and Alberto Rodriguez, my two good buddies that we used to just go and shop at Kinikoa and Asahiya in Manhattan. And we used to pick up our books, we knew there was a security guard, a Rastafarian security guard named Andre, that used to hook us up, in the sense that he would make sure he held our books for us or tell us, give us some insights about the books. But yeah, my favorite mangas at the time, well, favorite manga at the time was Dragon Ball, Kenshin manga I used to love. Even though it was in Japanese, I got most of my books were strictly Japanese, even though I didn't even speak one word of Japanese or could uh, understand the written language. Um, but those were my two big books, and then I used to pick up Fumitsu Bros, and a lot of the Japanese trade, which the big books that would actually have pretty much all the different various comics. I used to get that back when I was in college. What's it, 1998 through 2000, all the way 2004, and then I stopped, and I started getting back into comics, into American comics. But Dragon Ball was my first manga that I loved a lot, and I just, because I love the art style. Akira Toriyama was my idol at the time, for art, because his work is what got me back into doing art and animation way back then, and that's why I like that. After that, no, my current mangas, of course, is Beelzebub. I will One Piece, definitely. Read Naruto and Bleach, but normally when I read my mangas, I normally read in the order. I leave the best for last. When my four books come out together: One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, and Beelzebub. I normally read Bleach first because it's my least favorite. Then I read Naruto. Then I read Beelzebub. Than One Piece. Normally, I jump between the two. Sometimes I read Fairy Tail. There are a bunch of mangas I have on my queue that I want to read. Right now, there's another one, Soul Eater. I used to read it, but it got a little sidetracked. And I think The Gray Man is also interesting. My other big manga that I used to read a lot was Full Metal Alchemist, but then that ended. But they're pretty good too. I like the artwork. I love the style. Um, Blue Dragon, not the one that came out for Xbox, but actually the more stylistic version of Blue Dragon. That was a grade 6 arc manga, which was pretty good. It was a 6-volume manga. It was pretty good too. And of course Akira, the Akira manga. Gotta love that. Um, Nausicaa, that was another great manga, but I couldn't find all the pieces. It's hard to find that manga. But those are my top mangas so far, and of course there are a lot more. There's a lot more that I have, but those are the ones that came off my head. Gray, that's another good one. But it's a very disturbing ending for that manga, and it doesn't end pretty. It's just a sad ending. And how could I forget one of my all-time favorites is Battle Angel Alita. that manga back when I was in high school. I read that manga and I was like, oh my god, this manga is so crazy. It's just the sheer level of violence in that manga was just too much for me. But I'll give you guys some more updates on what kind of manga I like, I prefer, or stylistic values and things. But so far, good deal.